Four Atlanta bats went deep and Chris Sale struck out 11 as the Braves survived a Padres onslaught, headlining a wild day across the majors that also saw two 7-game hit streaks come crashing down. The Braves outslugged the Padres in a wild one at home, holding on for a 6-5 win despite San Diego throwing haymakers all afternoon. Atlanta got homers from four different hitters. Michael Harris, Roman II, Drake Baldwin, Dominic Smith, and Ozzie Albies all left the yard, while Ty France answered with a solo shot of his own for San Diego. But the story was Chris Sale, who was dominant on the mound, striking out 11 over 6 innings to pick up the win despite allowing 3 earned runs. Raisel Iglesias slammed the door with a clean 1-inning save to seal it. Harris' Roman II blast was more than just a highlight. It lands him on today's fantasy radar as one of the day's top home run performances, a name streaming managers should keep an eye on. Austin Riley, Mike Yastrzemski, Mauricio Dubon, and the rest of the Braves lineup chipped in hits up and down the order, while Fernando Tatis Jr., Manny Machado, and Jake Cronenworth kept San Diego in it until the end. In the end, Atlanta's power binge, 4 homers to the Padres 1, was the difference in a game that never felt fully settled until Iglesias got the final out. Cleveland got a gem from Gavin Williams but still walked away with nothing to show for it, falling 3-1 to Minnesota. Williams was electric, striking out 11 over 7 innings, but the Guardians' offense could only counter with a solo home run from Patrick Bailey. Minnesota's bullpen did the heavy lifting, with Taylor Rogers picking up the win after a scoreless inning and Jack Anderson locking down the save. The game also featured a flurry of stolen bases, 5 in all, with Chase DeLauter and Stephen Kwan running for Cleveland and Cody Clemens, Brooks Lee, and Royce Lewis swiping bags for the Twins. The tougher note for Cleveland, DeLauter went hitless in the game, snapping his 7-game hit streak right as it was picking up steam. Byron Buxton, Trevor Larnach, and Ryan Jeffers all had hits for Minnesota in the win, backing up Williams' brilliant outing being wasted by a lineup that couldn't find enough offense to support him. Toronto took care of business at home, beating Tampa Bay 3-1 behind a strong start from Shane Bieber. Bieber worked 7 innings, allowing just 1 earned run while striking out 3, and Louis Varland closed it out with a scoreless save to lock down the win. Miles Straw provided a spark on the bases with a stolen base, while George Springer, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Alejandro Kirk, Ernie Clement, and Yohandrick Pinango all recorded hits to back up the Blue Jays' pitching staff. Tampa Bay couldn't solve Toronto's arms, though Johnny DeLuca, Hunter Fiducia, and Yandy Diaz each managed a hit in the loss. The tougher note belonged to Junior Caminero, who was held hitless and saw his 7-game hitting streak come to an end in the process. It was a clean, efficient win for Toronto, built on pitching depth and situational hitting rather than fireworks. Arizona's bats exploded for 10 runs in a slugfest win over St. Louis, taking down the Cardinals 10-6 on the road. Tyler Locklear was Evans's star, going 3 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBIs, while Gabriel Mota added a 3 for 4 2 of his own. Adrian Del Castillo and Ildemaro Vargas each chipped in 3 for 5 performances, giving Arizona 4 different hitters with 3 hit games. Brandon Pfaadt got the win on the mound, working 6 innings and allowing 2 earned runs. Louis didn't go quietly. Alec Burleson matched Arizona's outpout with a 3 for 5 day of his own, and Jordan Walker, Lars Nootbaar, Jose Furman, and J.J. Weatherholt all reached base with hits, but the Cardinals' pitching couldn't contain Arizona's lineup. This one is a fantasy manager's dream box score. Locklear, Morneau, Del Castillo, Vargas, and Burleson all landed multi-hit performances that are exactly the kind of streaming caliber production to watch for on the waiver wire. Detroit held off Kansas City 4-3 in a back-and-forth affair decided by home runs on both sides. James Outman went deep for the Tigers, while Isaac Collins answered with a solo shot for the Royals, but Detroit's bullpen made it stand up. Drew Anderson picked up the win with a scoreless inning, and Kyle Finnegan navigated a shaky 2/3 of an inning to nail down the save. Tyler Talbert stole a base for Kansas City in the loss. Howie Lee provided a steady presence at the plate for Detroit, extending his hit streak to 7 straight games with another hit in the win. Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, Gleyber Torres, Zach McKinstry, and Dylan Dingler all recorded hits as well, helping the Tigers hold on despite a Royals lineup that got contributions from Carter Jensen, Josh Rojas, Nick Lofton, Michael Massey, and Vinny Pasquantino. Streak Watch cuts both ways today. Chase DeLauter's 7-game hit streak came to an end in Cleveland's loss to Minnesota, and Junior Caminero saw his own 7-game hitting streak snapped in Tampa Bay's defeat in Toronto. On the other side, Detroit's Hao Yu-Lee kept his streak alive, extending his hit streak to 7 straight games in the Tigers' win over Kansas City. 3 players, 3 different stories, all tied to the number 7. Arizona's lineup was the fantasy story of the day, with multiple Diamondbacks turning in multi-hit games against St. Louis. Tyler Locklear paced the group at 3 for 5 with a homer and 3 RBIs, while Gabriel Morneau at 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and Adrian Del Castillo added his own 3 for fiddling. Louis countered with Alec Burleson's 3 for 5 day, and Atlanta's Michael Harris Roman 2 is worth a look after going deep against San Diego. Plenty of streaming options to consider off this slate. That's a wrap on today's action. Hit subscribe so you never miss a recap, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for more.